You had to stand there and make no reaction to it. Or he would hit you even worse. He would. I know my dad started hitting me before preschool, because when I was in preschool, I told one of our teachers that where I got big enough, I would kill my father. When I was 8, I went to my grandma's house, and me and some girl named Missy were throwing a snow globe back and forth, and it hit the coffee table and broke. My dad took me outside with the snow globe, and then he sat me in the yard and started yelling. Then a minute later, he took the snow globe and threw it at me and hit me in the head. So I went inside a minute later, then I noticed blood running down my head, and then I asked if I should cry. This is about my brother. It was scary to watch Aaron hit me, because Randy was the biggest of all of us, and if he could hurt him, I knew he was able to kill all of us. One time that I remember, because it happened a lot, he hit Randy so hard so many times. Randy had little red marks on his head. This part's about my mom. My mom is the nicest person you could ever meet, and I saw Aaron hit my mom many times. Also, I saw him strangle her, and most of the time he would almost kill her. He would hit my mom until it seems like a human would die. But my mom is used to it. Paco's my brother's dog. If Paco could talk, this is what he would say. I was scared when he yelled. I was frightened when he hit. I was terrified when he chased me. When he yelled, I would run upstairs and hide under the bed. Whenever I went outside, the kids had to stand there and watch, because if I scratched, he would hit them and threaten to kill them. He would always try to strangle me and break my paws. Paco is the nicest dog you could ever meet. This is only a small glimpse of what my family had to go through. If you could times this by 1 million, and you wouldn't even see a small fraction of what we had to go through. Thank you for letting me have this chance to speak. I'm proud to be in a family with these two, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Paul Maldonado, Aaron Maldonado's brother.
For as long as I've known you two people, you've always spouted the truth about love, family. That's what Aaron was about. You know this. I'm speaking to you, Wendy. And I say this to you. You fool them, but you can't fool God. He knows your judgment day will come. It will come. The wrath of God will cast down upon you, and it will not be kind. Your day will come.
My children and I are the only ones who will ever know what it was like to live in our home. No one else will ever know. No one can understand the choices I've made, the choices I continue to make. We don't have enough time for me to tell you and for you to listen, for you to even get a sense of what my story and my children's story is. We want to believe that we've solved the problems of domestic violence. We don't want to believe that we live in a society where women and children are held hostage in their homes by the men who are supposed to love them. We want to believe women are free to make decisions like, should I stay or should I go? The truth is complex. Sometimes women can leave. I couldn't. No one but my kids and I know the truth. I understand that his friends and his family have questions and have pain. I don't want to dismiss their pain. I don't want to minimize my children's pain and my pain. My children are still paying the price for another person's choices. I've heard from many people that I shouldn't have taken this deal. Most are strangers. One was even a guard at the jail. They say there is no way you or your son would have ever been convicted. The past 20 years of my life have been horrifying and unpredictable. I've learned not to expect the good things or the right things to happen. When something good does happen, I am surprised. I will not gamble the young life of my son Randy, my best friend, on the chance that Joy will do the right thing. I know these comments that people make to me that there is no way you would ever get convicted are meant in a good way, but I can't risk 25 years of my son's life on the kindness of strangers. When you haven't seen a lot of kindness, it's hard to count on. My children are 17, 15, 15, and 13 years old. I want you to ask why my children are being sentenced to 10 years without me, years when they need me so they can heal, grow, and finally have the chance of becoming the men they are capable of becoming. I taught my kids not to let someone else's anger and hate change you, make you a bitter, angry person, not to lose your soul. They didn't, I didn't, and I won't. They are with me, and I'm going to be with them, if not in body, then in love, mind, spirit, and soul. They have been crushed, but have survived, bent but not broken. They now have a future with a chance to freely grow.
This is probably the worst case of domestic violence any of us have ever seen. I can't think of a more sad and tragic situation than we have here. Nobody is won. Nobody's getting away with anything. There's no doubt in the court's mind that there was what we call domestic violence in the home. I'm convinced that it happened the way that people have talked about here. The defendant's actions were so extreme and so, in a sense, poorly thought out. There was no effort at all to get away with it. There was no effort at all to cover it up or pin it on somebody else. It had to be like you said it was, or you wouldn't have done what you did. I can't imagine that a wife would kill her husband or a son would kill his father in cold blood unless this background existed. But we can't justify what you did and say, okay, you did it, he was a bad person, you can walk away from this. Because we don't work that way. Maybe you have an argument to take to the legislature to expand justifiable homicide under the law, but this court can't do that. I'm bound by the law too. And Randall sentenced you to 75 months in the custody of the Oregon Department of Corrections with credit for time served. Wendy Maldonado's case sentenced you to 120 months in the custody of the Oregon Department of Corrections with no possibility of early release or other consideration.